This is Control, SpaceKookie, your game is a go. Hello everybody, so today I'm going to show you how to play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Steam Edition in full HD. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is back up the original execution file. In order to find that, you will need to go to Steam, Steam Apps, go to Common, and go to Kotor, and you will need to run the game at least one time before doing these things. So I'm about to just go to the original, and I am going to paste it and place this. So I have ran it one time, and now what you're going to need to do is make a couple of modifications to the files itself. You're going to want to go in here and double click the swconfig execution, activate this, and make sure that it's enabled hardware mouse. Hit apply. Then you're going to need to go to the Kotor ini file, open it with Notepad or Word, and go down to the graphic settings and change the width to whatever your resolution is going to be. But today, since it is going to be full HD, it's going to be 1920 by 1080. So 1080, and we're just going to have to save this file. So let's go ahead and do that. The other thing that needs to be done here is I'm running Windows 10, so I am going to type in change the resolution and display. You can do this in any of the windows and make sure that it says 100%. Now that that is fully done, if you don't do it 100%, it can mess with your mouse. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is modify, download the Kotor file that's been patched. In order to do this, we actually need to copy this, go into the Kotor and replace it. And we say yes, we want to replace that file with the patched ones. Then we go into the WinZip, execute that file, go down to Kotor 1024 by 768 interface, find the Kotor file, the execution file, but the file itself that is holding the original Kotor, that's of the execution, select it. Then we're going to tell it that we are going to patch it to make it 1920 by 1080. So 1080. That's correct. And we're going to hit patch. If it doesn't show up that you can do this step, then you do not have the proper, you have not copied and pasted the proper patched Kotor execution that has been downloaded. To find another one, the correct one, which is version 1.03. Anyways, so now that it's patched, we are going to go to modifying the game itself. So, one thing that we need to do is I have downloaded the GUI files, and I'm going to copy those, go to Kotor, go to the override, paste those in. Alright, so we're not done here. Let's go back to the updated one that was downloaded. Again, links are down below. We are going to copy all these. I don't cut anything, because if you ever get them mixed up, then you always have the original separated files and files. So let's go into Kotor, override, and we are going to paste this and replace any files. And what that's going to do is give you the updated GUI. Now, we are going to go into mods. Now, in the links down below, I've downloaded them and labeled them in order from top to bottom. So we're going to do mod 1. And the instructions on the website, when I downloaded it, said just copy these and put them in the override file. So, to do the override file, and we are going to paste them there. Okay, so now we're going to head out of this. Mod 1 has been completed. Now, mod 2, the instructions on the site say go into 16 by 9 or whatever you're trying to do it by, and go ahead and copy the override file into all of this. Since I'm doing, and go ahead and copy this into the override file. I'm going to skip this for a moment, and we're just going to go ahead and do the next step, which has made me, and why I'm skipping that step and doing it later is because it actually helps me not have some issues that have been reoccurring. So what I need to do is go into the Kotor file and get the modified, this is my modified execution file. We're going to go ahead and just copy this. We're going to go into the mod file, to mod 2, paste it in there. Yes, we're going to replace it. Then we need to locate this hires patcher bat file and double click it. It's going to activate, and it's telling me right here that I can just press enter to accept defaults. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and just accept all of that. It's going to warn me that it's doing something, and then it's going to say press any key to continue. Now, what that has done is now I have these backup files. On your end, you will only have one backup, but on mine, I've done this a few times, so we're going to go ahead and just select this, which has been modified. We're going to copy it. First, I'm going to minimize this. Just go down. Then I'm going to open the Kotor file, minimize it as well. And this is just to make sure that it says copy to there, and we are copying that over. Now that's been done. Mod 2 has been complete except for that one little step. We're going to go to mod 3, and this one has a readme. When you bring up the readme, it basically just says to install, copy the files in this package of override and copy it into your game installation. So we're going to go into this. We're going to select these files. Now again, I am not copying that override file, but the files within it. So we're going to copy those. We're going to go to the override for Kotor override, and we're going to paste those in there. And now that it's pasted those in there, we're going to go into mods 4, select mod 4, here's mod 4, go for override, to grab all of these, and we are going to copy those into Kotor override. and paste those. Okay, so now we're going to run the game and you're going to see a little problem, hopefully, with the game, but I'm going to show you how to solve this. And this is actually, I want to make sure that you're understanding that this is the actual steps that you take. So you can see that everything's larger here, and you go into new game and you see that the UI is kind of out of place here. So we're going to hit cancel and quit the game. And to solve this, we're going to go into mods, mod 2. I'm doing 16 by 9. I find the proper GUI file of it, and then I go ahead and select them all. And I know there's a shortcut to selecting all, but it's okay. We're going to copy those, get out of this, go to my Kotor, go to my override, and paste these. Replace destination files. There we go. Get out of this, get out of this, run the Star Wars Night. So we're going to go ahead and go to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and we're going to see if everything's been fixed. Now, previously, while I skipped that is because I had to do the mod 2 10 by 80 because I wouldn't be able to select these things, and as you can see here, I'm able to select them. Before, I would have to be over here in order to select them, and I wouldn't even be able to make my custom character. So what I'm saying is why I did something out of place is I went into the mods and I did this part after I did everything else. Again, in your version, you may not be selecting 1920 by 1080, but I am, because that's my resolution of my desktop. And I did this step where I selected all of this and pasted it into the override file simply because it made it where this was able to function correctly, the GUI function correctly. And so I also want to give credit where credit is due. This gentleman right here, Cookie, he was able to help me so much. And so I've provided a link down below where you see our entire conversation where we went back and forth, back and forth. And so he was able to help me. I think I would have pulled my hair out if I wasn't able to, have his help. So I want to thank him and I appreciate his patience and his time and all the details. And so I would like to also reach out and say that I wish that I also want to reach out and wish that, one day we on Steam could play this game full HD without it being such a hassle to be able to enjoy this game in full HD. Maybe they will put an edition out where, when you pay to play this game, that it would just come standard full HD. But if you've run into this situation where you don't want to play it at 800 by 600, which is its original format, then I would suggest that you follow these. If you have any questions, just down below in the links in the comment section, just reach out to me, or you can go to Reddit and reach out to Cookie. And so I want to say thank you for your time, and I appreciate everything, and y'all have a good day. Thanks.